What's up? It's Hunter Darling with High Definition Sports. As promised, I'm back at it with another 7-round mock draft. So far I'm hitting an AFC North. I'm gonna do these every day until the draft comes. We're almost there, man. One more month. One more month, boys. So, and then probably I'll do like a 7-round mock, and then we'll have some fun with it. If you guys want to get in the comment section, add your what you guys want to see, we absolutely can get into it, boys. So we're going to do the Baltimore Ravens. Tomorrow, I'm going to drop the Cleveland Browns one. Baltimore's not too busy this free agent cycle. They've lost a few good guys. They traded Morgan Moses, and they lost John Simpson, both to the Jets. Ironic, right? But they added Derrick Henry. So Gus Edwards also departed, but they get a significant upgrade in the pretty much same role, and more. And Derrick Henry, which is magnificent, man. This is the best running back since Mark Ingram that they've had, and that's huge because that's Lamar's first MVP season. And I've been a big advocate of that's how you want to build a guy around a guy like Lamar Jackson. Brent Urban's getting up there in age. So I said age. So you're going to want to address that in this draft as well. Trenton Simpson, you lost Patrick Queen to the crosstown rival Pittsburgh Steelers, but then you also lost your third safety in Geno Stone to the Cincinnati Bengals. You lost a good amount, man. I mean, you're coming up on some significant cap decisions due to Lamar's contract that's starting to kick in. So it's imperative that they hit on these next few drafts, especially this one in particular. But they'll get some good comp picks for the next one, and no one does comp picks better than the Baltimore Ravens. So they might, Tavius Robinson showed some things. David Ojabo, Adafe Owe showed some things, but this team was built prevalently on veteran presence at the edge with Kyle Van Noy, Jadeveon Clowney. Like they relied heavily on veterans this past season, and it gets interesting on what ways they could go with this particular draft, because I'm pretty sure they're going to take an offensive tackle and an interior guy. There's no way you're going to rely on Malasela, Mwave Lalau, and Andrew Voorhees. Ben Cleveland's good, but you led the league in holdings. I believe they led the league in holdings, or it was the Chiefs and then them. So they're going to look pretty heavily on that, and they might add another receiver. Like there's some significant things that they can upgrade on, but cornerback is a main issue. Brandon Stevens did all right, but Marlon Humphrey, I feel like he gets hurt pretty consistently now, and you want to make sure you add another nickel. Or Darius Washington and Arthur Millette, you want to add another guy for that nickel room. But yeah, so let's get into it. Remember, no trades. That's going to be the theme for this moving forward. If you guys have an idea or scenario, please feel free to drop it in the comments. And also feel free to please like, comment, subscribe, man. Like it really does help me a lot, and it means a lot to me. I'm just getting started. I'm doing this pretty consistently. So anything that you guys can do just to support, it means the world. I really do mean that. All right. So 30, dude, Byron Murphy would be fucking awesome. All right. You got some options here. You got some really good options here. This is a really good problem to have, because they could go receiver. They very well could go receiver here. And Adonai Mitchell, but I did that last video, so I don't necessarily want to do it this video. Keon Coleman's here. Ladd McConkey's here. I don't think they would go for a guy like Ladd McConkey when you have Zay Flowers. I think they would go for a guy. They have Rashad Bateman, theoretically, and I think they would go for a guy with a similar thing like that, because Malachi Corley, same thing as Zay Flowers, in theory. Even like Jalen Polk. It's tough. It's a tough one. It's a tough one, boys. But I think due to the possibility of that, they're not a possibility, due to the fact this team is going to be a predominantly run-heavy offense this year. I definitely think they're going to go offensive line. And I think Kingsley Suamataia is a stud tackle prospect, and he can play interior as well. And Christian Haynes, you can't go wrong with taking him as well. The guard out of UConn, great tape. Love everything about this kid's tape. And if you watched him at the Senior Bowl in the one-on-ones, I mean, dude, he looked like a fucking mauler. So this board actually shaked out pretty well. Tyler Guyton, he's more of a developmental guy, and they got that in Daniel Falale, which I don't know how much trust they have in him, but that's already their developmental guy, like with extremely high upside. That would be Tyler Guyton. And I don't necessarily think this team's going to do that as well. So I would say for the Ravens, taking a guy like Kingsley Suamataia as your starting right tackle this year. I mean, and let's say Falale's a stud. Suamataia can play left guard. Like he can. Like he has the capabilities to do it. There might be some growing pains in it, but dude, there's no way you can't tell me he doesn't play a fucking stud left guard. So very similar to what the Dallas Cowboys did when they had Tyrone Smith, like and the Ravens have Ronnie Stanley, and they want to definitely see what they can have for him this year. And they had Tyler Smith, but on the right tackle side they had Terrence Steele. So Tyler Smith was their left guard, and then once Tyron Smith left, Tyler Smith becomes the left tackle. Pretty simple, and that'd be the perfect scenario if you're Baltimore. So Suamataia is the pick. I love Christian Haynes, but that's the pick. Okay, now we're here, boys. Max Melton, stud. You want to get a guy like this at your DB room, but I'm thinking maybe you want to add a receiver or hit defensive line, especially that end spot where Brent Urban's in there. I don't know how much longer you can rely on that. And if you want to, you would look at a guy like McKinley Jackson, but I don't think he has the speed. Austin Booker is not big enough. I just don't trust it for the way this team likes to play. That's a very particular position that you're going to look to address. Oof, it's tough. You know, I think you're going to go Max Melton here. And you know what? No, I can't do it. This is Lamar Jackson. You want to build around Lamar Jackson, help him as much as you can, because, you cannot have that same performance. You're going to run the ball more than, 7 times in the AFC Championship game, but you can't have that performance again. The defense will be good. But with that being said, you got to get Lamar another guy. You lost Odell Beckham, but that's not a big deal. Odell's not Odell, But getting a guy like Xavier Leggett, this dude can flat out fly. His frame's insane, 6'1", 221. Dude can really seriously make some serious problems, okay? I know everyone loves to comp him to Deebo Samuel. I'm not quite there with it, but I definitely think he's a damn good football player, a damn good wide receiver to have with Lamar Jackson. Especially when the way they're going to utilize the receivers, man. So that's a great pick for Baltimore. All right. Ooh, Devontae Walker's here. Okay. So, dude, how many times am I going to rave about Renardo Green? All right. Ooh, this is tough, boys. I'm going to take Mike Sainristil here. But I'm going to make sure I'm going to do this correctly. I'm going to do my due diligence here. I'm going to think out loud for you guys. That way you guys can see my rationale and thought process going into this. Yeah. That just seems like the move, boys. Yeah. Mike Sainristil's a dog. Dog, dude. Plays all over, extremely versatile. You can play him at safety. I think he's a damn good nickel at the next level. This dude was a flat out baller. Lacks in size a little bit, but dude, this guy cannot say enough how great of a football player Mike Sainristil is. I mean, his tape from Michigan is flawless. I mean, it's like there's a couple things in there like run fits, but I mean, he'll get after it, man. For a dude who's 5'9", 180, 190, he'll get after it, boys. And that's a guy you want on your team. You want a guy who has that dog in him, and Mike Sainristil. Incredibly intelligent football player, played wide receiver, understands the game on the offensive and defensive side. You want a guy like that, pair him up with Kyle Hamilton in that defense. That's such a great pick for Baltimore. Mike Sainristil's the pick. Okay. Now we're here. Oh, boys. Here we go. Fuck me, bruh. Okay. This is a good problem to have here. This is a really good problem to have. I really like Jonah Ellis for this defense. Jonah Ellis is a stud, but I don't think they can do it with the current board and the way it's falling. It's actually a really tough decision here. Do love Jarvis Brownlee as well. They could very potentially well double dip at corner and Kyrie Jackson here. Incredibly talented dude, gifted dude, great frame, 6'3", 194. I'm starting to talk myself more and more into that. But Dwayne Carter, I like him a lot, but he doesn't fit. It's hard to find a guy that fits that role of Brent Urban, and I don't think he has the versatility to do it. Definitely I like Dwayne Carter too, but dude, if Marlon Humphrey gets hurt again, you're down to Brandon Stevens and help me out. Jalen Armour Davis. Yeah, that kind of makes it pick super easy for me. Take a guy like with extremely high upside in the fourth round. He has like potential Pro Bowl upside, dude. Like if he can put it together, he's a fucking Pro Bowler. Like if the character concerns weren't there, he's a day two guy. Like he's going second, third round. Like he's a stud. And don't be surprised. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if he goes day two or day three. I mean, I'm sorry, day two, round second, even second round, third round in this draft already as is. Okay, fourth round, boys. We're pick 130. Yeah. So far, Kingsley Suamataia, Xavier Leggett. You got a nickel and Mike Sanders still, and then Kyrie Jackson. Looking pretty good here. We're looking really good right now. If you're Baltimore, you're feeling it right now. Like that's a damn good room. I think they go. Javion Cohen's just sometimes he freaks me out a little bit, boys. All right, this is a tough decision. Zach Zenner's a damn good player. Plays with a mean streak in him. Javon Foster, you're kind of doing the same thing though. Yeah, this is tough. I'm gonna make sure. Ooh, Satoa Lamea. Oh my goodness, dude. So the Baltimore Ravens want guys that play with a mean streak at guard and dudes that get after it, like big, hefty dudes at guard. Like even like they took a guy like Ben Powers, Ben Cleveland. Like they take guards that are big size and just play with a mean streak, and just so you can run the fucking football behind them. They're not necessarily looking for guys that can. They're not necessarily looking for guys who can move and the interior offensive line, especially when you have a guy, when you have tackles like when you had Orlando Brown Jr. and Ronnie Stanley. They typically were looking for athletic, as you know, I'm saying that, but Orlando Brown tested terribly. But they want nastiness at the interior. So Satoa Lamea, great pick. You want to hit that offensive line pretty hard. You're going to have to, man. Like in that division, everyone plays nasty defense. You're going to have to if you're going to protect Lamar and you're going to run the fucking football. And that's what I think they're going to do. I really do. So pick 165. This is interesting. Christian Boyd's here, and that's a damn good player. I'm a real out of Northern Iowa. I'm really high on Christian Boyd. I think I do think they're going to take a running back in this draft, but a guy like Christian Boyd would be outstanding for this defense. He's not necessarily going to play right away either. He'll be a rotational guy, kind of like when Justin Matabuke came in. Develop, learn, grow. That defensive line's aging pretty well. Like Brent Urban, like I already said, is getting older. Michael Pierce is getting older. They have a guy like Travis Jones, Justin Matabuke, Broderick Washington's pretty good. But you want to get another guy in there, man. Like you want to have guys that can rotate, especially in the NFL. You want to have, especially in that type of defense too. Your interior defensive line is extremely important, and a guy like Christian Boyd could definitely beef that up. And I think he's a damn good player. So getting like a guy like him in round 5, you're pretty much running that card up to the commissioner. Like that's a damn good pick, boys. All right, round 6. Eric Watts is here. Eric Watts is actually beautiful. That's the type of guy I'm talking about for that Brent Urban role. His tape's kind of like I didn't really think highly of him. I watched a couple of UConn games this year. But then I was just watching the game. I wasn't watching him in particular. But then I watched his tape. Eric Watts is a damn good player, and you want to beef up the interior. This is a team that is so based on the interior of offense and defense. They're in the trenches. They are a trenches-ass team, just like B Moore itself. You know what I'm saying? Take a guy like Eric Watts. Beautiful. You're killing the game in this draft now. Round 7. So now it gets kind of tricky here because I'm like, do you take a running back here or a receiver? I think you're going to go running back here because I don't know if Keaton Mitchell is going to be back in time, and you want to get another running back. Justice Hill, he just doesn't do it for me, man. He just doesn't. But you take a guy like Jawar Jordan. Where is he at? Jawar Jordan out of Louisville. This dude, you got to watch this dude's tape, man. This dude was lighting it up at Louisville. They won 11 games this year, and a big reason for that was Jawar Jordan. He was the running back 1 on that team, and they just ran behind Jawar. This dude's a flat-out baller, and you put him in that same running back room as Derrick Henry, you're in a great position. Great position. Take a guy like him. You're feeling great about it. Now we're here at 250. This is getting interesting here. I took Gabriel Murphy, but that'd be a great person for that edge room, man. Solomon Byrd. Ooh. They do like guys like Solomon Byrd, man. Great upside. I don't necessarily think he could make the – he could potentially make this roster, but it's an uphill. It's a dogfight for anyone to make this roster at the edge room. Ooh, this is tough. I don't want to take another tight end. Their tight end room's phenomenal. Let's do as much as I'm thinking about it, a guy like Solomon Byrd would be fucking fantastic. He just kind of fits the profile that they look for. High upside guys. And, that USC defense is very tough to evaluate. In my opinion, I think the talent's there. I thought the scheme was kind of off. Something was just off with that USC defense this year. But I do think the talent's there. So taking a guy like Solomon Byrd betting on in the 7th round, I'm definitely all for it. There's a really high upside there. So let's do it. So that's our mock draft for the Ravens. I want you guys to let me know what you think. So first round, we're going to do a quick recap. Kingsley Suamataia, tackle spot, or if they love it, interior offensive line, left guard in particular. Xavier Leggett. Boom, baby. Get Lamar another weapon on the outside. Mike and this dude can flat out burn, son. Like, Rashad Bateman's a great guy. I wish he didn't get hurt, man. He's a great guy at contested catches. But Xavier Leggett, while he can do that, he can flat out just go. Like if it's a 9 route, this dude's taking it to the crib. Mike Sanders still nickel spot, lock it down. Kyrie Jackson, we're gonna add to that cornerback room. It's a big deal. Setoa Lamea, interior offensive line. This is a team built in the trenches. Christian Boyd, team built in the trenches. Eric Watts, he's not an edge. I think he's gonna play that Brent Urban role in the trenches, son. Jawar Jordan, add to that running back room. Build with Lamar. This is going to be the type of team this is going to be, and it's going to be an awesome team, dude. Solomon Byrd, add to that edge room, man. This is a team built in the trenches. Ojabo, has had some injury things going on. Tavius Robinson has shown some good upside, and he was a late round guy as well, from a power conference. And this is just a beautiful draft for the Baltimore Ravens. If you guys made it all the way here, I mean, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. If it sucks, it sucks. It is what it is. I'll eat it on the chin, bro. I'll take an L. I got no problem taking an L. But hearing what you guys have to say, man, I already have a job. This means the world to me. I used to coach football, and I miss the game very much. So this is what I love to do. So let me know what you guys think, man. From the bottom of my heart, I mean it when I say it. I appreciate you guys every step of the way. So until then, I'll see you guys for I'll see you guys for this the Browns video. So I'll drop that tomorrow. So until then, peace, boys.